Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Put that cookie down, 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 hook it down, down, hook it down, put that cookie down, now, down, down, put that cookie down, down, hook it down, put that cookie down, put that cookie down, down.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
Right. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, I'm in heaven.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankum. If you didn't guess from the opening, we're talking about Sylvester Stallone movies. No, we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Got a fun panel here, and of course, we couldn't do this without Matt Kearns. Matt, how's it going?
I did so fantastic. I'm so happy you finally decided to do an episode on me. I've been waiting. This is like what, over 200, and you never do it? You did Sly before me? That is bullshit. No, I'm really excited to be here. As you can see by the intro, I redid I Love Me, Arnold. Sorry, Sly, I'm not bad talking to you. But yeah, this is fun. Arnold is a guy that I love. He is an actor, entertainer that I adore, and there's a lot of great movies to talk about, a lot of silly movies to talk about. This is going to be fun, I think.
And we've also got Stephen Shepherd here. Stephen, how's it going?
It's going well. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably my favorite action star. I loved all those guys when I was a kid, like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Van Damme, those three being the main star. Seagal to a lesser extent. And I watched 1.5 movies for this that were blind spots.
What's the one you couldn't finish, Stephen? I'm interested.
It was actually you actually mentioned it, or maybe it was Richie that mentioned it.
But hey, last but not least, we've got Richie here. Richie, how's it going?
I must break you. Oh no, that's the other guy. What's cracking? It should be fun. It should be fun. I like Arnie's seen most of his films, so yeah, it should be good terms. I don't know. Yeah, why are you telling me to put my foot on fire?
One season of Celebrity Apprentice he hosted does not count.
Oh yeah, that's right. The ratings obtained.
Did he actually do that?
Didn't work. Yeah, no, they tried one season and no one watched it.
I mean, I think this was shortly after Trump began his political career or something.
It was when Trump was either president or not. All I know is Trump tweeted about the pilot and was basically like, "This is lame."
But yeah, with that being said, how Rankum works is we're going to go around and nominate movies we think belongs on a top 12 list. Because there is only 4 people today, it's going to come down to the other 3 people on the panel whether it makes the list or not. But it should be a lot of fun regardless. And Matt, we're going to go to you first. What is the first movie you're going to bring up?
All right. So, for me with Arnold, there's 3 distinctive movies that make up my top 3. My favorite movie that he's in, what I think is his best acting film, and the best movie that represents his career. So I'm going with my first nomination is the movie that I think best represents his career, which is 1990's Kindergarten Cop. Bear with me for a moment here. So we all know Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the badass action star with the one-liners, right? I'll be back. Stick around. But Arnold is also the guy who did a movie where he played a scientist who gets pregnant and has to say the line when he's dressed up as a woman. My nipples are sensitive. He is also the father who is running around Christmas Eve trying to find a Turbo Man doll for Jamie. Arnold is both of these things, the badass action star and the lovable goofball. And Kindergarten Cop is the marriage of those two things because you get, especially in the beginning half, you get the badass action star like this when he pulls up to the club and the guys are looking at his car. He's like, I love my car very much as he pulls out the shotgun. But then you also get all the stuff with the kids, there is no bathroom. So I just think it's a film that represents so much that is good of him. And I think, to me, was a very underrated scene, but I think maybe my favorite scene of it all is the one kid in class who his father is physically abusing him, and he walks outside trying to confront the mom, and he's like, oh, it's always the same, they fell down the stairs, and then he sees the dad, and the dad's like, oh, you must be the Mr. Kimba I hear so much about. He's like, you with the kid, I hit you, and he punches him in the stomach, and then he goes to hit him, and then he's like, you're not worth it, I'm pressing charges against you. So yeah, Kindergarten Cop. It's him and Ivan Reitman teaming up after twins. A great pairing. I wish they had done more films together. Yeah, so Kindergarten Cop.
Even what you say about Kindergarten Cop.
I liked the explanation for why it represents his career best, even though I'm not sure I still would have gone that way. But I do enjoy Kindergarten Cop a lot. It is very funny, and also kind of even surprisingly a little dark at times. So I'll say yes to Kindergarten Cop.
Richie, what do you say about Kindergarten Cop?
Yeah, it's not a movie I thought was going to bring up, get talked about first, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I do like it. Yeah, I do. I get what Matt's saying with the blend of action and comedy. There's I do think there's a movie, I might give it away, my name, that does it a bit better. But still, I think it should be on the list. I don't know if I'll rate it that highly, but I'll say like when we come to ranking them, but I'll say yes.
Yeah, this is one I actually watched for this. This is one that I never got to it on, and maybe if I'd watched it back in the 90s when I was younger than that, I may have enjoyed it a bit more. But this is one of those ones like there really is a lot of movies I would give it absolute hell no to. But so yeah, it's going to be a yes for Kindergarten Cop for me. So Kindergarten Cop is going to make the list. Stephen, we go to you next.
Let's see. I will go with. Well, I mean, it says it in my name. You're Fired. It's my second favorite Schwarzenegger movie, but probably my favorite performance of his, and that is True Lies. It's the funniest movie he's done. I remember reading one review for the movie saying, "Ever wondered what Schwarzenegger would be like as James Bond?" And I guess you can kind of see that a little bit. He's like kind of suave at times, and who'd have thunk that at the time that Tom Arnold would be so funny in the movie too, as basically Schwarzenegger's sidekick, and Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, is great. Great chemistry. It's like a rom-com with an action spy thriller sliced into one, and it works equally great as both. So I absolutely love True Lies.
Richie, what do you say about True Lies? Yeah, I think I might be a hot take, but I actually think this is my favorite James Cameron film. I think because it's like very. I like it that he kind of went kind of smaller in that way, and I just think it's just a fun, really fun action film. But yeah, I do think it's really funny. You got Elijah Dushku in there as well. I don't know what happened to her, but I mean with the Jamie Lee Curtis is so hot in this movie. Just gonna point that out, the scene where she like drops a gun down the stairs and it's still shooting everybody. That's still still hilarious to this day. So yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite Arnie movies. So absolutely yes.
I can't remember where this ranked on my James Cameron thing. I think this was about my third or fourth favorite James Cameron movie, but this is my absolute favorite Arnie movie. I love True Lies. I think it's great, and it really is a lot of fun. Like Jamie Lee Curtis is great, Tom Arnold and all that is all great in the movie, and it's just one of those fun times at the movies. Like I only got around to seeing it for the first time last year when it finally got put on Disney Plus for me. But Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Austin would have our heads have words for us if we said no to it. So yeah, yes to True Lies. Matt, what do you say about True Lies?
Have everybody killed anybody? Yes, but they were all really, really bad. Yeah, I love True Lies. I don't know about your camera ranking, but when we did the tier list for James Cameron movies on some of the nonsense, this was one of the two that got into cinema. So yeah, obviously I love True Lies. Like everything you guys said, great cast, very funny. Him and Jamie Lee Curtis have great chemistry together. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Bill Paxton. He is amazing in this. I got a tiny dick. It's really pathetic. Like, and then at the end when Jamie Lee Curtis and Arnold are there, he's trying it again. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good mix of action and comedy. Yeah, I love it. It's also, oddly enough, it's the most straightforward movie James Cameron ever made in his career. Like, there's no sci-fi spin. It's just like, it's a really just like action movie. James Cameron doesn't do it, especially now anymore.
But
is it actually coming to 4K, by the way? Is it actually coming to 4K, or is that just one of those myths again?
I think it is coming to 4K eventually.
Because this is one of those movies that Cameron was just like, you can't release it until I approve it. And it's like, well, can you just sit in a room for 2 hours just to approve this master, James, please?
Yeah,
third or fourth?
Third or fourth, what?
I was going to say, I know you're not big on one particular franchise that he does, so that makes me wonder what number 1 and 2 are.
Well, one of them is Titanic, and I'm a fan of the Avatar movies. So,
were you talking about our tier list?
No, I think you're talking about my ranking.
Oh, because I was going to say, you can find that right here on the channel. It's called Simple Tricks and Nonsense. Can't tell you what the hell episode it is, but watch them all to find it.
But Richie, what is your next pick?
Yeah, you know what? I might just get it out of the way now. I feel like this movie was misunderstood when it came out, but built up a cult following because I had no idea why this movie, like maybe people just didn't get this movie and how meta it was. But I'll go The Last Action Hero. I think Last Action Hero is fucking great. I think it's really fun. I mean, maybe the only like downside is that Austin O'Brien's very annoying sometimes in the movie, but like sometimes kid actors can be annoying. They overact a lot. So he toned it down a bit in My Girl too. But other than that, like I think it's really fun. I think like it's a perfect blend of like the comedy and the action, and like the kind of almost a supernatural thing. I think Charles Dance is a great villain here. Like they're just the great meta jokes where that like they're in the Blockbuster or wherever it was, and he's like, and then they walk past a Terminator like 2 pop up like the poster, and he's like, oh, here's a bait in that, and he's like, no, you were in the movie. It's just Stallone's in
Stallone's the Terminator in that universe.
And just random, like there's the random cat that shows, the animated cat that shows up. I think this movie is really, really fun. And I think it deserves on the list. I'd say The Last Action Hero.
Yeah, The Last Action Hero was a lot of fun. I do really enjoy this movie. I think it's great, and Ian McKellen is Death from the Seventh Seal. I think was a really interesting casting decision, but it's just one of those ones that I think all the meta jokes and stuff that happen, and it's just that it's a lot of fun, and I think it probably comes down to people probably saw the trailers and there's like, well, this looks stupid and just didn't give it a time of day, but I'm kind of glad to see that is getting a lot of love nowadays. But Matt, what do you say to The Last Action Hero?
Yeah, no, I think The Last Action Hero it's a lot of fun. It's silly, but I think that is kind of the point of it. I will say the villain I don't really like. I think he's just kind of dull to me. But again, I like all the meta stuff. I like all the celebrity cameos at the end. I think that's really fun. And then Arnold has to fight Arnold. That's cool too. But yeah, you brought Ian McKellen, man. Like that scene between him and Danny when like he thinks that the Grim Reaper is coming to kill him or Jack, and he's just like, "Oh no, you live to be a very old man. If I was you, I'd be looking for the other half of the ticket." It's like someone was just like, where it's like the joke from Wayne's World 2, to where they just have Charlton Heston in the one scene. It's just like, man, sometimes you just have like a world-class actor just do one tiny bit and it ends up being maybe the best part of the movie. But yeah, it's funny. All the meta stuff is great. I like all the cameos, like Sharon Stone's in it from Basic Instinct. Robert Patrick from T2 walks past. So yeah, it's a yes from me.
And Stephen, what do you say about Last Action Hero?
Yeah, when we were doing, best movie, we were ranking of best movies that have under 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. I put Last Action Hero on my list, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. The only if there's one downside to me, is not Austin Butler. Is that the name of it? No, not Austin Butler. That's
Austin O'Brien.
Austin O'Brien. I thought he was fine. I didn't find him annoying at all, but it's definitely a yes for me.
That Last Action Hero is going to make the list.
Well, I forgot to mention that cat's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's Danny DeVito is the cat.
But if that comes to me, and first movie I'm going to bring up is The Running Man. This is that one I actually watched for the first time for this at Austin's request. Purely because that, and I saw it on Netflix, like I was going to watch it anyway. But I think this is once again a really fun action movie. And as well as ones like with Arnie, is like a lot of his movies. They all do feel sometimes they feel a lot of the same sort of thing, like so much of the sci-fi films. But the Family Feud host Richard Dawson was really interesting in this, and he was great. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with the movie. I think it deserves to be in the top 12. So Matt, what do you say about The Running Man?
Yeah, The Running Man, based off the Stephen King short story. So it's a Stephen King adaptation for all you people out there. It was Hunger Games before Hunger Games, in every sense of the word, both the books and the films. It's fun. I have it on my list. It's one of those that I've seen and I like. I'll give it a yes, just because it does have one of the greatest Arnold quotes of all time, which is, "I live to see you eat that contract, but I'll be leaving the room because I'm going to jam it down your throat and break your goddamn spine." Also, Jesse Ventura is great in this too. He's also awesome in it. They paired up the second time. Oh, I think, is this 87 as well? I think they did this the same year they do the other movie that I'm sure someone will bring up.
But Stephen, what do you say about The Running Man?
Yeah, I know Austin loves this movie, but I've always thought that it was just okay. So because of that, kind of forgettable, even for even as far as Arnold Schwarzenegger goes. I ranked all the Schwarzenegger movies that I've seen on Letterboxd, and it's pretty low. It ranks pretty low for me, so that's going to be a no from me.
Richie, what do you say about The Running Man?
Well, you'd be happy to know after you watch this that I've seen it, and yeah, it is up my alley. It's a very sort of wrestling element to it, and yeah, it's real fun. Yeah, the family Feud host is really, really good. No, it's just wacky, corny, like fun, and that's what I want from my Arnie movies. That's what I got in this Arnie movie. It's a yes.
The Running Man is going to make the list. Matt, we go back to you for your next nomination.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up just a great movie, all around great film, which is Total Recall. Douglas Quaid. It's a really cool, like, is a dream, is it not a dream? But who cares? Because the actual story is awesome. Michael Ironside and Sharon Stone as two of the villains are fantastic. Great one-liners, great effects, really good action sequences, a brilliant score. Like, this is just one of those just like really, really just solid movies that just like, I think this was 1990, so this was like still at that peak he was on before he started to kind of go down in the 90s, and just proves why the man was one of the best action stars we've ever had.
Stephen, what do you say about Total Recall?
There's a Monster Mania Con next weekend in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I might get to meet him next weekend.
You have to meet Arnold?
Not Arnold, Michael Ironside.
I mean, that's so cool. You have to be the villain from Free Willy. I love reminding people about that.
He's there, but it's going to be like a trio with him, Casper Van Dien, and Dina Meyer from Starship Troopers.
That's really cool. There we go.
So, yeah, I love Total Recall. It's definitely top 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger for me. I can't do a Schwarzenegger impression, but I love, obviously, get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
So definitely yes.
Richie, what do you say about Total Recall?
Yeah, Total Recall is great. I love Colin Farrell in it. He's good.
I knew someone was going to make the joke, and I thought it would be Malcolm, Richie.
Look, no, I love Total Recall. Great. Great sci-fi. I love it. It's amazing. And look, I know there's more to it, but hooray for do it for the 3-titted alien.
I knew where you were going when you were building it up. I knew where it was going.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is, I was going to make that joke. Now it's going to feel like I'm copying Richie.
The whole joke come through.
But yeah, I mean, this might be a hot take, but that's what I'm known for. I actually prefer the remake over the original. I'm not a fan of the original. I mean, it's one of those ones like it's fine, but I just don't get the hype for it. But yeah, it's going to make the list regardless of my opinion. But yeah, that's Stephen. What is your next nomination?
You know what? I'm going to go for it. I don't know if you guys will go for it, but I don't care. It's my personal favorite of the 3 movies he's did with Ivan Reitman, and that's Junior. I just think it's really funny. I think Schwarzenegger is actually giving a great performance here, not just comedically, but just in general. And I thought Emma Thompson is actually quite adorable in this movie too. And I've always thought this movie is super underrated for Schwarzenegger. So Junior is my next nomination.
Richie, what do you say about Junior?
Look, we were on a hot streak, so why not get a little late nose? It's fine. I appreciate like what you like, Stephen. But yeah, this was like my least favorite Ivan Reitman favorite to me. I do prefer. So yeah, I prefer Kindergarten Trouble Twins, but this. I mean, look, it's a wacky concept. People still talk about it to this day because it's a silly concept, but and Emma Thompson is great, and she's kind of charming. But yeah, it's still just I don't know, man. I just find it all, just almost a surfing concept. But did he, how did he push the baby out? Where did it come? Anyway, where did it come from?
Yeah, how? Because I don't think it works. I don't think it expands that way. Did he shit it out? We need answers. This is the version of Stallone's 3 seashells. We're never gonna get the answer we want.
Yeah. So no, that's just a. it's a strange movie, and I'm all for strange premises, but I don't know, man. I didn't get as much laughs out of it as I wanted to, given the premise. So I'm going to say no.
I mean, it could have just been like as simple as it was a C-section or something like that.
But then you say that in the movie. You have to say it in the movie.
But out of the 3 overwhelming movies he did with Arnie, this is actually the one I haven't seen. I haven't actually got around seeing Junior. And it's one that's like, I looked at the movies that it's like, there really wasn't any glaring blinds what sort of like must watch that I had left. So it's like, yeah. But Matt, what do you say about Junior?
I think Doug Walker explained this movie best when he did the soundtrack review of it, which is, this is a movie where someone pitch a poster. They pitched a poster, which is Pregnant Arnold, and then someone had to write a movie around it. Look, I mentioned it earlier. The scene when he has to pretend to be a woman to go to like the I don't know what it is great. Because he's great, you know. Nipples are sensitive, but like, yeah, Emma Thompson's good, Danny DeVito's good, but like like Richie said, it doesn't give you the laughs that you would hope from, because like, unfortunately, particularly by the last act, they really just try to treat it like she's having a baby, you know, like they genuinely are just like, they kind of forego the laughs, and it's just like, oh no, pregnancy is hard, and it's like, dude, that's not what I signed up for, Ivan. Like, what are you doing? Steven, I'm happy you like it, because I'm the last person to tell anybody they're on to like things, okay? I'm doing an episode on Jaws 3 on second look this year, okay? So don't listen to me. Okay, but
I thought Jaws 3 was okay.
I have to agree. Out of their 3 collaborations, this is by far the weakest of their collaborations. By far. And I also thought you were bringing up twins.
But Richie, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Yeah, because I don't think we're going to bring up a lot of like the ones in the sort of era. I'll bring it up because, like, you know, a lot of this recent stuff is just sort of there. But one that kind of stood out, and I referenced it before, is Maggie. I think Maggie is really good. I think it's one of his better, like one of, you know, like a decent, you know, he has, like, you know, we all know him as this action guy, but he can deliver the acting chops when necessary. Like, it's really sort of tragic, harrowing story with him. You know, like basically the Abigail Breslin turning into a zombie before his eyes during a zombie plague, and he can't do anything about it. And I think it's really just a really gripping story. So like, I don't know where this is going to go, but I feel like we do need to at least shout out some of those movies in the later part of his career. So yeah, I think Maggie is one of the better ones in that era. So yeah,
this is one that that was when I was going down the list of ones I hadn't seen. Like I tried to find this, I just couldn't find it anywhere. So I haven't seen this. Matt, what do you say about Maggie?
Yeah, this is one of the ones that I haven't seen. When it comes to his more recent outings, I don't always check them out. Yeah, this is one that just passed me by.
Stephen, what do you say about the half of Maggie that you saw? You're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was correcting that. Yeah, I saw a little bit over half, and I really like it so far. And all the hype is on Arnold, but I think everybody in that movie is great, actually. So far, actually, there's Abigail Breslin, Jolie Richardson, who I thought was the mother, but then there's a scene where they're talking about her mother, and I guess she must be like a stepmom or something. And the guy, even like the small parts in the movie, like the guy playing her doctor, the woman whose husband and little girl turn into zombies that Schwarzenegger has to kill earlier in the movie. Everyone's great. There's some really emotional scenes so far, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. So I would have gone yes.
Well, that doesn't matter anymore because other people haven't seen it. What a great turn that was. Anyway, what do you, Malcolm?
But yeah, So, but with that, it feels like we're all dancing around this one franchise. Like trying not.
We'll talk about the Expendables, all right?
Yeah. Hey, don't joke. Look at the poster I got behind me, Richie. Okay, I'm prepped. I'm prepped.
But so why not? What it'll be let's make the person that people have assumed is the most unlikely person to bring this movie up, based on what I've said previously. I'm bringing up T2 Judgment Day. This is by far my favorite of the series, and I'm still not that overly high on it, and it's one of those ones like because I put this on the poll knowing that this is likely going to win. It'll give me an excuse to rewatch the Terminator movies, and I did actually watch I did actually watch the whole the whole franchise, but Terminator 2 Judgment Day I think is a good movie. It's still in the terms of Arnie movies, this ranked really high anyway. And I think it's maybe if a few more watches I might move up and become my favorite Arnie movie, but I'm bringing it up and I really like it. And yeah, Matt, what do you say about T2 Judgment Day?
Yeah, I like Terminator 2. No, a lot of people think I don't because when we did 90s action movies, I said no, but that's just because like came at like a midpoint in the list, and it's just like, man, the stuff I got is just ahead of it. It happens on this show, but I love T2. I'll say yes, even though I'll say it now. So if it comes up later, I'm more a fan of Terminator than T2. But I mean, there's arguments that because Arnold is put into the hero role that he has a little bit more to chew on, which is true. He definitely does. You know, the whole end bit with him and John Connor. You know, it is really good, and it is a really good movie. And also probably should have been the last Terminator movie ever made, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, it gets a yes.
Terminator 3 and Terminator Salvation are all right.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I actually like Salvation a lot. I'm just saying, if I could give up two movies that I think are okay to avoid what they've done with the last two, to have stopped in 1991, I would just stop in 1991.
Yeah.
Because what the hell was Genesis? I can't speak on Dark Fate because I haven't seen it. But I've seen that scene, guys. I've seen this scene. It's why I haven't seen the whole movie.
I will say Salvation is my least favorite of the franchise. I actually like Dark Fate and Genesis a little more.
Good for you! And how was it?
It was good for me.
Oh, that's good. I hope it's good because it's useless now, isn't it, this franchise?
Well, I mean, Steve, Steve, what are you saying about T2 Judgment Day?
No, it sucks. No, of course not. It's, I'll
even keep it for a minute.
Yeah, I'm not good at that kind of thing. I guess spoiler alert, but it's obviously my favorite Schwarzenegger movie. Once again, great mix of action and humor, and even a little bit of emotion. And I think it does more with the time travel stuff than I think even the first one did. And Dark Fate is the only one I didn't care for. So I'm a huge fan of this franchise overall.
Richie, what do you say about T2 Judgment Day?
I mean, it's an immediate yes. I mean, we'll be eating a lot. Imagine if we went to the poll and people were like, what the hell's T2? I said, no.
Man, Malcolm, can you do that? Can you make a version of the poll that doesn't have T2 and put
Batman and Robin?
Yeah. Well, wait. Oh, that's my national nomination. No, but yeah, something like that, and then just watch it burn.
Yeah. And so. Burn, I'm going to put T2 on there. Okay.
Even dogs love T2.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So absolutely yes. One of the best sequels, one of the best action movies. Absolutely yes.
But that T2 Judgment Day is going to make the list. Matt, what is your next nomination?
6 left. All right, I'm going to go with this one because I alluded to it when we were talking about Running Man, but it's another movie he did in 1987 with Jessica Ventura, which is Predator. This movie is awesome. It has some of the best lines, best moments. Carl Weathers, rest in peace, is amazing. We all know the handshake. We've all done the handshake with a friend of ours before, even though none of us have arms that look like that.
Speak for yourself.
The movie, you are right. It's like a cartoon. It just goes. People talked about it before, but it is true. It is this amazing blend of the first half is Rambo: First Blood Part 2, and the second half is Alien, and somehow it completely works. It's awesome. And if you give this a yes, you'll be a sexual tyrannosaur, just like me.
Stephen, what do you say about Predator?
I mean, I think it's better than both of those movies that you just compared it to, personally. Even though Alien, I think Alien is a little overrated, but I still like it. I just prefer the second one. But for this movie, definitely yes. A really cool mix of horror and action, and a great ensemble cast. So yeah.
Richie, what do you say about Predator?
Yeah, this movie rules. Absolutely yes. I'm even a huge, we're not going to talk about because he's not in it, but even a huge fan of Predator 2. I think it's pretty good, Paul's Law. I think I like the Predator franchise as a whole, but yeah, the first one's definitely awesome. So yeah, we have to have Predator on this list. Otherwise, again, eaten alive in the comments. But yeah, that'd be just funny. We just had like Junior, Red Heat.
I like Red Heat.
Yeah, I mean, get to it, but it's not. Absolutely, Predator.
But yeah, Predator is an easy yes for me as well. I quite like this movie. And yeah, so it's going to make the list. Stephen, what is your next pick, and why is it Red Heat?
Red Heat.
I mean, I actually have a list of 15 definitely yeses and 4 maybes. I actually have Red Heat in the maybe section.
All right.
This was the inner workings of Stephen's mind.
You know what? I'm going to go with another movie that I don't know what people are going to say. Because if people like it, and I don't know if they do or not, it never seems to get mentioned with in Schwarzenegger's. But I love a good sci-fi movie. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was really fun seeing him play 2 different versions of the same character. I really enjoyed The Sixth Day. So, and then you have Robert Duvall in there, and he's really good. And Tony Goldwyn. So yeah, I really enjoyed The Sixth Day.
Richie, what do you say about The Sixth Day?
I'm glad you liked it. You like what you like. It's enough. I don't think this movie. I think this is on the downswing of his career for a while there. I don't think he makes before he takes his big break to be the governor of California. I mean, maybe he needed a break because he wasn't exactly he wasn't exactly bringing out bangers, and this is one. This is also around End of Days time, which I don't know if you can bring that up either. But yeah, this is not good. This movie's decent premises, but this movie's kind of boring. This movie's gonna say, no. All right.
I wonder if in some foreign country the title has just been translated to Sad Day. But yeah, I haven't seen this, and this is one of those yeah, this is not going to come up. I don't need to watch this. So,
you never know what will come up.
You don't know.
But Matt, what do you say?
Yeah, this is another one of those movies that I've only seen the Nostalgia Critic review on. It's just a great review, but that has never made me want to watch the movie, especially when he points out that like the main poster with him with the whole like getup is literally just an eye test in the movie, and so that's when you know it's a problem when the guys making the poster were like, "Fuck, that thing with the eye test looks cool. I guess that's our poster." It's kind of telling. As Richie said, love what you love, Steven.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I have to say no just based on that.
Yeah. Love what you love. That's what Fern said.
But Richie, what's the next movie you're going to bring up?
We alluded to it before, but why not bring it up now? The better Ivan Reitman movie, Twins. This is where you first sort of realize the chemistry between Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's great. And you realize that when this guy's got really great comedy chops, and it's just fun. I know they talked about like for decades now of a triplets movie supposedly starring Eddie Murphy. I don't feel like we're getting it, but
we got the State Farm commercial.
Yeah. The thing is one of the better the comedies he's done. It's really fun. So it's a good buddy movie, and it's an example of kind of a wacky premise, but also it has a laughs to back it up. So Twins.
Yeah, I mean, even though I agree with you, I think at this point that I don't think the triplet movie is him. But I thought it was Tracy Morgan that was supposed to be the third one, and I thought it was supposed to be Tracy Morgan that was going to be the
I don't know. There was probably other people floating around. There's probably Eddie Murphy, Tracy.
The movie has been considered for so long. They probably went through the third movie a couple of times.
Like,
I bet Twins is a lot of fun. It's another one I actually watched it for the first time. It's one of those ones that I thought I'd seen it before, but if I had, I just really didn't remember ever watching it. But Twins is a lot of fun, and it's one of those ones like it's still a really ludicrous premise of believing that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are twins and but it's just still really fun premise, and it's pretty good. Twins is going to get a yes for me. Matt, what do you say about Twins?
It's a great movie. You guys said already, Danny DeVito and him are great. They have wonderful chemistry. It's why everybody has been, since it came out, has been clamoring for a sequel that we're probably not going to get. And honestly, probably for the best, especially now that Ivan Reitman has passed. But man, it's so much fun. And I think for Arnold, not only was it playing comedy that was his first foray, it's also the character he plays is so innocent, which is so not what Arnold usually plays. Arnold usually plays the big, tough, intimidating guy. But here, like that scene on the plane, yeah, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakka, don't talk back. Like it's so sweet. Or like when the two thieves are trying to get him, and the guy grabs his bag and he falls. He says like, gravity was his enemy. Like, or when he helps the guy steal the car because he lifts the back of it up. Like, it's great, and he's so sweet. And oh my god, her name is escaping me. His love interest in the movie, Kelly something. I want to say
Kelly Preston.
Kelly Preston. They're wonderful. And again, going back to that instance, that scene in the hotel room. He doesn't know what to do here. He's been on an island with the old scientist man. He only knows about sex from books. Like, it's great, and it's so nice. And yeah, I love this. This is just one of those, like, and Danny DeVito is also great. I don't want him to get lost. It's an Arnold episode, so I get why, but he's hilarious too. And he's so funny and so perfect. But you also love at the end when he comes back for his brother. Like you love that. You love that change. So Twins gets a hell yes.
Just quickly, Richie, you're right. Eddie Murphy was attached to it first, and then it was when it was when the idea came up again, Tracy Morgan replaced Eddie Murphy, so we were both right.
Just please don't remake this with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Like, just don't. Just don't. And it's not that I'm aiming against The Rock and Kevin Hart. It's just like, do something else. Just don't rip off twins.
But yeah, and I must not that, and this news must have just got lost in the mix of the writer's strike and that. But apparently last year, Arnie did confirm that the sequel is not going to be made, as Jason put the idea to bed after Ivan's death. So
I wonder how that conversation with a reporter went. It's like, so when's Triplets coming out? Was you talking about the movie came out like in 1988? We're not doing a goddamn sequel to it anymore, for God's sakes.
But anyways, Stephen, what do you say about twins?
So when I said that this is my least favorite of Ivan Reitman, I also have to admit too that it's been a long time since I've seen Twins, and so maybe if I gave it a rewatch, my rankings would change a little.
It might be higher than Junior, maybe.
Well, Junior is my number one because I rewatched Junior in the past year.
I respect that, man.
So that's why it might be recency bias. But I remember enjoying it, but fun, goofy but fun concept, and those two guys are always fun. But because it isn't as it isn't. It's not something I've seen recently, so I've kind of forgotten a little bit of it. I probably would have said no, but of course it's still making it in.
Yeah. But that is back to me. And yeah, I'm going to bring up Commando. And this is one of those ones I think is just a really fun movie, and it's essentially it's the premise is basically Taken before Taken never happened, when you think about it. But I think the chemistry between Arnie and his daughter, which is Alyssa Milano, was I think was great, and I think it's one of those movies I watched with like a bit with the opening things just being all this happy things like, great, this is a hardcore action movie. This does not seem like that. Then the turn changes, and but yeah, but it's a great movie. It's one that I was actually considering rewatching for this because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I just didn't get around to it in the end. But yeah. So Matt, what do you say about Commando?
Look, Commando is one of my favorite interactions in an Arnold movie. It's between him and his post this movie Predator co-star Bill Duke, which is when they're in the hotel room. I eat Green Berets for breakfast. But then it's Bill Duke pulls a gun. He's like, "Fuck you, asshole! Fuck you, asshole!" This movie's great. It's so silly and over the top, but I love every single second of this film. The opening is great. It's just like, look how happy I am. I'm feeding the deer with my daughter. She put the ice cream on my nose. It's just so silly with Tony Danza and all of this. And it's just like the whole mall scene is insane. He's fighting like the most amount of mall security guards I think I've ever seen in any mall ever, and they're all fighting Arnold, and then he's swinging around on the pipes. And then you have, like, again, just great moments. He breaks the guy's neck on the plane, and is, "Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired." And again, I don't hate bringing it up, actually, because there's Sandra Gertz makes great jokes about Arnold movies. But again, the joke to where it's like, at first, the stewardess, she's going to freak out when she finds the dead body. But then eventually she's going to be like, "Oh, wait, I get it. They're tired. No, that's a good one. That's a good one." So, yeah, this gets a hell yes, because this movie is fantastic.
Stephen, what do you say about Commando?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a great movie, but it is a favorite guilty pleasure of mine. Lots of fun from beginning to end, and Schwarzenegger is basically an army of one here, and that's just really funny and a blast. So definitely yes.
And Richie, what do you say about Commando?
Or army of one. Boom, boom. There you go. Puns. Anyway. Anyway, cool. Yeah, Commando. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I'm an army of one.
If that Commando does make the list, we've got 3 spots left. Matt, what is your next nomination?
Oh, sorry, that was a really good one, Richie. I'm gonna bring it up, just because this was very much the reason why we have Arnold is because of this movie and being Mr. Olympia sometimes, which is Conan the Barbarian. It's a really great fun, swords and sandals movie. It's based off the books, the comics. So if you want to count as a comic book adaptation, you can. James Earl Jones is the villain, is awesome. It has a great scope to it, and Arnold's really, really good in it. He has limited dialogue, but again, for the point of the career he was in, it goes to help. But the action scenes, like that moment, it's a very famous moment. When he prays to Crom, and then you do not listen to help you, and that whole fight scene where he is an army when he's just taking on all the guys, and then he takes on James Earl Jones to avenge the death of his father, which that's great. And I also kind of feel like Lion King stole kind of visual cues, because the scene when Conan's father is showing him the sword and basically like, this is the only thing you can trust in life, it looks very similar to the shot when Mufasa is talking about like the light and the kingdom and all this stuff to Simba. So someone in Disney was apparently a fan of Conan, and now I'm just upset that they didn't think of putting Arnold in that movie somewhere. He could have just been in the background. He could have just been a giraffe or something.
Arnold is adult Simba.
Oh my! No, I'm not going back. Scott's such an asshole. I killed my father. I'm all depressed. The Kuna Matata, Yeah, what? Come on. Let's do it. He can, you know what? He'll play grown-up Simba in my live-action Lion King movie that I'm working on.
But anyway, Stephen, what do you say about Conan the Barbarian?
It's funny. I watched this for the first time right before I started watching Maggie, and it's kind of funny watching his performance in this movie and then Maggie, and you see how far he's come as an actor since then. This movie, I think it's a decent, adventure fantasy. It does get kind of silly at times, and the plot does seem to. Well, I mean, I guess it's. I was going to say meander, but maybe not. I mean, it's a good-looking movie. I'll say that. Cinematography is great. I had two. I mentioned I have 2 lists: a yes and a maybe. I would have made a third list, which is yes if we're running out of options, and it would have been on that. But I still have some movies left in my other 2 lists, so because of that, I'll say no.
I like how in depth Stephen goes for random. I appreciate it. As someone who only does a list of 12, I appreciate how many different categories you have.
Well, I only did 2, but I said I might have done a third one, which this one would have fit in that.
Dude, even having the 2 lists is still more than I have on any rankum.
Richie, what do you say about Conan the Barbarian?
I like Conan the Barbarian. I think Jason Momoa is great.
Again, I set it up again.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I like Conan the Barbarian. I think, in many ways, it's his breakout. Well, when you said like it was like one of his first movies, I knew it was probably going to be Conan, but there was part of me like, is he going to bring up Hercules in New York?
Oh, the movie that he was so bad in, they had to dub him over in the first release. You can actually find the undubbed version now. They have the undubbed version, and it is awful.
Yeah,
I'm Hercules. What is?
I mean,
I just learned English.
Hercules in New York is almost a guilty pleasure because of how funny it is to hear someone.
Trying to like watch it because now it's funny to watch the dub version because we all know Arnold's voice, and you're like, that's not your voice at all.
Yeah. I think it's a great action film. I know we got a couple spots left. There's a couple. I mean, there's one that we definitely have to have on here. That'd be crazy if you didn't. And the other one is sort of more of a guilty pleasure. But so I'll say yes in the hope the other two will get on here.
Did Richie steal your joke about the remake as well, Malcolm?
No. Well, I mean, I didn't. It didn't cross my mind because I haven't actually seen the remake, so I just forgot about it. I also watched this for the first time for this, and I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's one of those ones like James Earl Jones seems to be the villain a few times now, but I think it's just because he's good at it.
It's his voice. That's what it is. It's that voice. It's just like it sounds evil, man.
But yeah, I mean, I would have said yes to it, so it's going to make the list. And Stephen, we go to you for your next nomination.
Well, since this is probably the last time I'll have to nominate something, I'll continue my path of nominating movies that most people probably consider to be mediocre. And that is his first movie back after he was the governor. I really thoroughly enjoyed The Last Stand. And it's a lot of fun. The cast is great. And the action is great. And I almost always forget, what's her name from Blind Spot and the MCU is in it. Jamie Alexander, I think her name is.
Yeah, she's one of the Thor's buddies in the movies.
Yeah. So and the last fight between Schwarzenegger and the main bad guy who's trying to get to Mexico is great.
Richie, what do you say about The Last Stand?
I mean, it's one of those things where if you brought it up earlier, I'd be more heavily consider it. But there's only a couple more spots, and I don't think I can't just put it on there on one of the movies that I have in my head. And I do like Last Stand. I think it's good, and it's a sort of good good comeback movie. But yeah.
But not in terms of box office, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, no, it's unfortunate. But I mean, most of his comeback movies aren't great in terms of box office, unless you can put Terminator on the title. The title. You're not going to bring up Killing Gunther, are you? Anyway, Matt had a look on his face like he was going to. That's what he was about to bring up next.
No, I've never seen it. I was generally just trying to say, which one is that?
It's one with Taron Killam, I think.
I think it went
Jackie Chan.
I think no, that's the no, but I think it went straight to video DVD. And
that's so shocking! Arnold post Governor movie going straight. Now you're gonna tell me Sabotage went straight to
actually, Sabotage was theatrically released.
Dear God, why?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Killing Gunther is actually going to be dropped on Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to be dropped on Netflix here too. Mine and your Netflix is quite similar. But yeah, I'll say no to this, but I do like it.
Yeah, The Last Stand is my least favorite of the original X-Men trilogy.
But that's not the full title.
Well, I mean, the other part of the movie X did, but
it's X-Men. So he technically
X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
But anyway, I haven't seen The Last Stand. And yeah, so Matt, have you seen The Last Stand?
I'm sorry, you and Richie both. These last two have gotten to me, man. I was like, oh, one, too. Yeah, I have seen Last Stand, and I freaking love it. 2013 was the weird year to where like Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Bruce Willis all made comebacks to no success for either one of them with The Last Stand, Bullet to the Head, and A Good Day to Die Hard.
I think Escape Plan came out that year too.
2013. Yeah. But I meant more in that them just like because obviously Escape Plan, it was him and Schwarzenegger and Stallone, you know. But yeah, this is my favorite out of those three. I think it's a really solid action movie. I think they play with the age, which is nice. Like that is a factor that like he was this narcotics cop in LA who, retired at some point, and now he's just the sheriff of a small, like kind of nothing town. I even like how they set up like it's this town to where like, these small towns to where like football runs everything. So basically the town is like basically dead because everyone's going to the like state championship or something. John Knoxville, I think, is great in it. So is his name's I'm forgetting his name. Community. They built a statue of him.
Louis Guzman.
Yes, Luis Guzman. He's great in this. I think John Knoxville is very fun too. Like he plays exactly the kind of role you want, and there are some great badass fight scenes. He gets, I am the sheriff. And that
was Peter Stormare.
Peter Stormare. Yeah, it was great. And that cornfield chase is awesome. And yeah, I like the final fight with the main bad guy, where it's just straight up. He's got the cuffs, and it's just a good old punch out, which is. Sometimes it's all you want from movies, and that's what I like about it. It's a very straightforward action movie for his return. So I give it a yes, even though it doesn't help it get on the list.
Yeah. Think about that for a second. By the way, it was a dream scenario in the '90s, like having Arnie and Stallone in a movie. It finally happens with Escape Plan, and no one gave a shit.
Yeah, dude, Escape Plan is the first movie I ever bought on DVD I've ever seen. I was like, well, I love Stallone Schwarzenegger. It would be great. And I watched it. It's like, God, they just took that one sequence from Face Off and made a whole movie over it. Except
I thought it was fun. It actually reminded me of Prison Break a lot. And
I'm sure that's what the writers were thinking too. They're like, Prison Break was on for like 10 years. Go on.
And I
looked at like 3 sequels to this too.
And Jim Caviezel was like,
Batista.
I was like,
yeah,
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and I know men big wrestling fans, but a similar scenario would be everyone wanted Rock versus Roman Reigns for the longest time, and when they try to do it, they do it at the wrong possible time.
Yeah.
That's just the entertainment industry for you. You're just like, hey, we want this. We'll pay to see this. It's like, we'll do it 20 years after it's relevant. You're like, yeah.
Only needs to finish the story before they can do Rock versus Roman.
Yeah.
But Richie, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Yeah. So I alluded to there was one that's sort of bit divisive, and one that definitely should be on here. I feel like the one that definitely should be on here. I might bring it up just because I'm worried it's not going to be brought up. But then it's like, should I bring up the other one? I'm just going to punt for the other one. We'll see what happens. It's referenced in the opening. I think it's a great fun movie. Again, I think people just didn't understand at the time. I think it's a great commentary on consumerism, capitalism. I'm going to go Jingle All the Way. Fuck it, I like Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way is my bag. I think Phil Hartman's a great villain. I think Arnie's greatness. I do think Jamie is ungrateful kid. I know not to punch down on Jake Lloyd. I know he had a hard time in Hollywood, but still, he finally gets your turn, Mandel. He finally does that, and you're just like, nah. I got real Turbo Man at home. So he's not the oh, cool. So he went to all that for nothing. All right, cool. But I do think it's really entertaining. Sinbad can be annoying, but that's generally what he's supposed to be, kind of. I know. I really like it. I think it's really entertaining, really fun. Jingle All the Way. Let's go.
So I actually rewatched Jingle All the Way for this, and it went up a little bit for me, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's just one of those ones that I think is great, and so yeah, I'm gonna give it a slight yes. Matt, what do you say about Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, I love this movie. It is in my top 12 favorite Christmas movies. Full stop. This is great. I think Richie missed the subtlety of this is a film about a workaholic father who doesn't have a great relationship with his son, and his son realizing that he just loves his dad and spending time with his dad, hence why he gives the toy away at the end.
But he also wanted the Turbo Man doll, and he finally got the Turbo Man doll.
He's also like 7. Richie, kid's got like a 30-second, like he's like a goldfish. It just changes. The next morning he'll wonder where the Turbo Man doll is. Okay,
I always thought the ending was sweet.
Rita Wilson is great in this as well as his wife, and Sinbad is the result of my favorite joke in this movie, which is the cops, and he's got the package, and he's got, he's like, this is a bomb, and I work for the post office, so I'm not sane. And then they open it, and it blows up, and it cuts to Sinbad, and he just goes, that's really a bomb? There's a sick world full of sick people. This movie is awesome, and it also gave us one of the greatest songs ever made by man, because they remixed this one line, put that cookie down now.
But Stephen, what do you say about Jingle All the Way?
I almost put that cookie down instead of you're fired.
Even one would have been good.
but I went with You're Fired because I think True Lies is by far the better movie. If you had brought this up earlier, I would have said no.
Oh, you're turning my logic against.
No. But I'm saying if you had brought it up earlier, I would have said no. But since I have a few more movies left, but at least one of them I know has no shot, especially after something Matt said earlier, has no shot of getting on. You know what? I'll give Jingle All the Way a yes. It's a funny and sweet movie.
If it's Batman and Robin, don't kill it out.
Jingle All the Way is
over yet.
Make the list, and it's back to me, and yeah, I'm gonna try for one of these movies, because obviously the first one in the series doesn't count because he was an uncredited cameo in it, but he does have more of a substantial role in the sequel. So I'm bringing out the Expendables 2, and it's one of those ones like the Expendable movies is just like dumb fun action movies, and like just throwing in a bunch of like who's who when it comes to like action movies. Like you got Arnie, you got Willis, you got Stallone, and Van Damme, in that, and it's just one of those action movies that's just really balls to the wall action, and it's just one of those ones that was a lot of fun. And I mean, I'm one of the few that does enjoy 3. I haven't got around to seeing 4 yet. But I do think Expendables 2 is definitely really good. So yeah, Matt, what do you say about the Expendables 2?
I have nothing but good things to say about this series. For those, I know it's a glare. It's like Expendables 3 poster behind me. But 2 is my favorite because 2 is the best example of what this series is, what the first story of this series is, which is a mix of 80s and 90s action stars coming together. And Arnold, he gets a lot of playing through as well. But this is definitely, there's the whole big ending. It's so much fun. I love the interactions he has with Stallone at the beginning. The interactions he has with Willis. I love the line switching, the way he's like, I'll be back. You back enough. I'll be back. Yippee-ki-yay. And then he shows up with the smart car. It's a ton of fun. And that's exactly what it is. These movies, they don't ask a lot out of you. They just are like, do you like these action stars? Okay, they're just going to do action stuff. Which I haven't seen the fourth one. I don't want to see the fourth one, but everyone I've heard, they kind of just forgot about that. But that's also because I believe it was at just a spec script that they just made into Expendables movie, except most of the cast didn't want to come back, including Stallone. So yeah, Expendables 2 gets a yes from me.
Stephen, what do you say about the Expendables 2?
So I'm pretty sure I know what movie that Richie's talking about that needs to be on here. And while that is obviously, if I'm right, that is one of his, if not his most iconic roles. But we already have one movie from that franchise. So
No, don't you fucking do this.
So I'm okay with that not making, because I love Expendables 2. That's my favorite exchange between Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis. The I'll be back, you're always back, this time I'll be back. And then he says yippee-ki-yay. I loved that so much. And Jean-Claude Van Damme as the villain, I mean, I'm sorry. I know people are gonna think it's crazy that we don't have the Terminator on this list, but I'm gonna say yes to Expendables 2.
Richie, what do you say about the Expendables 2?
You're gonna get absolutely roasted, and I don't want any part. I wasn't here.
Richie abstains.
I wasn't here. I didn't commit this crime. It's just like Expendables 2 is good. If you brought it up earlier, I would heavily consider it.
Now, you just have to put a disclaimer on the poll that says Richie did not vote for Expendables 2 to be on this list.
No, I didn't vote
over Terminator.
Expendables 2 is fun, but no.
Well, yeah.
Terminator is the better movie, but I've seen Expendables 2 more.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like I was tossing up between bring that or the Terminator up. I thought bringing this up because I knew what Matt was going to say. I did not know Stephen was going to say yes to it. But
it's like I knew I had one guaranteed.
Well,
yes.
I mean, it's one of those ones like I think if it was the verse, I think if we had the Terminator on and not had T2 on, I think we probably would have been roasted worse. Because a lot of people consider T2 to be the better one of that franchise. So.
I mean, if you had brought up any of the other Expendables movies besides 2, I probably would have said no then. But since it's the second one, I was definitely going to say yes to that.
Well, I mean, Marco's rules, you only have 2 to pick from.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like Arnie is only into, and I mean, Arnie's only in 2 of them anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is a great scene, though. Give it to my friend here. What's his problem? What's the president?
But with that does bring us to the end of this. Matt, do you have any honorable mentions?
Literally the only movie on my list that we didn't talk about was Terminator. That's it. Literally every movie we spoke about. That's the only one. It is in my top 10 favorite films of all time. It is my favorite Terminator movie. So don't at me about this, okay? It's just when it comes to these actors and we do these rankums, I thought the same thing when me and Malcolm did when we did Stallone. I didn't want it to be all Rockies because these actors have a much bigger breadth than one franchise. But yeah, I think this is a really good list. But yeah, it's funny that only one we didn't talk about was Terminator.
Stephen, did you have any honorable mentions?
I mean, besides the Terminator, Terminator 3, I think is a lot of fun. The movie that Matt brought up earlier that I liked because it's a darker edged Schwarzenegger that we usually get, and that is Sabotage.
Oh.
That's everything that's on my yes section. The maybes were Red Heat, and Escape Plan we already mentioned, Eraser, fun 90s action movie, and Terminator Genesis.
And Richie, did you have any honorable mentions?
No, not the one. Not the ones you already brought up. Like, like Eraser is probably one I was gonna, I don't mind. The Terminator, obviously. I don't know, like Raw Deal is stupid, but I like it. The Batman and Robin, I guess, just for like silly reasons, but like maybe it was doing guilty pleasure because I do have fun with that movie.
I might have said yes depending on if someone brought it up at a certain point.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Look, might be.
Yeah.
I'm just baffled.
I'm just shocked.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like I was tossing up between Terminator and these Venom, so it was like, well, I thought I'd try for that one just because then it gives us kind of a bit of everything from Arnie that and that was my logic for not bringing it up. But other ones I had I probably would depending on how far through we went, if some of these other ones that are making, I probably would have eventually got around to bringing up Batman and Robin.
Which means it would have made the list, even though.
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those ones like I despite on what you may think of the movie, I think Arnie was having a lot of fun playing Mr. Freeze, and I think he was good as a camp version of Mr. Freeze.
Okay, I like that movie, but let's be honest here. If it wasn't a close-up shot, Arnold wasn't in that suit. That was a bank trip for him. Rightfully earned.
And I mean, one of the only other movies I don't know and mentioned that I watched for this. I watched a movie called Aftermath for this, which is an interesting movie. It's kind of a.
I've seen that too.
Nobody brought up collateral damage. Can't imagine why.
And
I like collateral damage, but
I actually did watch Hercules in New York for this because it's on Amazon Prime.
Which version did you watch though?
I'm pretty sure it was the undubbed version, but
I mean, either one is stupid fun to listen to.
But I mean, it's one of those ones like I liked it enough, but I was probably once again depending on how far through we went in, if a lot of stuff was eliminated, eventually I might have ended up bringing that up. But yeah, but with that, it's time to vote on the order on there. Just to recap what we've got in here, we've got Kindergarten Cop, we've got True Lies, we've got the last section here, we've got The Running Man, we've got Total Recall, we've got He Who Doesn't Say, Predator, Twins, Commando, Conan the Barbarian, Single All the Way, and The Expendables 2. Matt, what do you have for number 12?
It's not. Look, I like all these movies. Just when it comes to my own rankings, this is the one that I had the lowest. I have Running Man.
Stephen, what do you have at 12?
I gotta change it. I completely forgot about The Running Man. So yeah, I concur with The Running Man.
Richie, what do you have at 12?
I don't concur with The Running Man. Let me get. I'm a little frazzled. Hang on. Out of these, oh god, fucking probably. Honestly, probably Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I also don't concur with The Running Man, but based on what I've got on my board, it's probably staying there for a bit, but I've got Total Recall. But The Running Man is going to be at 12.
You guys are the biggest like 10 of the biggest heels. Yeah, the biggest. I know.
Oh, what does it matter? It's still a good movie, but you know, I also went to great movies. Why didn't you ask me what my list was? Because look, all the movies, I rank them by which I'm sexiest in. So Hercules in New York, that's like number one.
Yeah,
that's young me. Well, like
you had Red Sonja on your list, didn't you?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah. I was riding all over, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Anyway, Stephen, what do you have for number 11?
Twins.
Richie, what do you have for 11?
Yeah, good point. I should probably be prepared for this. What Conan the Barbarian? What I said last time.
Sticking with Total Recall, Matt, what do you have for 11?
Shit, do we have a lot of viewers? Because I got Expendables too.
So we've got a tie. We've got Expendables 2, we've got Twins, we've got Conan the Barbarian, and we've got Total Recall. Going to go to the chat. First one
I don't want to risk it being Total Recall.
Well, I mean,
you never know with the chat. You never know, or the dreaded wheel will come out.
You said yes to Expendables 2, knowing that you're going to put it number fucking 11. And
hey, something's got to be 11.
I know.
Right?
But one you picked, the one that said yes, I would terminate anyway. Cool.
Well, I mean, he probably likes the other ones more, but the other
actually, yeah, that's exactly it. Let's start with you, Richie. The Expendables trilogy is my baby. It's my roommate's favorite film series of all time. Don't let me get Vinny out here. He'll show up and talk about it.
Anyway, Richie, what do you have for 10?
Oh man, Kindergarten Cop.
Oh shit! Wait, I gotta change my board.
Sticking with Total Recall, Matt.
Hold on. Last Action Hero.
Stephen.
Wait, what did the other guys? What did you all say?
I said Kindergarten Cop.
And what? Oh, and Dylan not Total Recall.
Yeah.
And
I said Last Action Hero.
Oh shoot. I guess Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, give it away.
Yeah, fine. There you go, Richie. Now I'm mad at you. There he goes. It's a trade back.
Why did I change my board?
He's a tumor now. It's a tumor.
I'm sticking with Total Recall.
I'm
Matt.
sticking with Last Action Hero.
There's no "the" in the title, by the way.
Is there? Oh, I thought it was The Last Action Hero. Huh.
This debate has been raging on Twitter a lot of times. I've seen the version of the DVD thing that has The Last Action Hero.
Yeah, well, The is one of those, we all know from the Schmodown days. That was some bullshit to where it's like you say Terminator, it's the right answer. You know, it's The Terminator, so.
Yeah, and fun fact about that that I meant to bring up, but I think it was a Schmodown match with when Paige was involved with Paige because she said The Last Action Hero when she was ruled wrong, but when I found the DVD copy which that has at the back The Last Action Hero, I sent her a message about it,
and Harlow blocked him on Twitter that day.
Well, I don't know if that
really
was true, but Stephen, what do you have for 9?
I'll stick with Twins.
Richie.
You gotta stick together with Twins. I know. Commander. Commando. Oh, God.
See, with Total Recall, but we've got Total Recall, Commando, Twins, and Last Action Hero.
Look, Malcolm's correcting himself. I really thought it was called The Last Action Hero. There you go.
I have a feeling this is going to be a heartbreaker.
The first comment that came in was Leo, and it is going to be Last Action Hero.
Oh. I mean, at least it's not Total Recall, but that's still disappointing.
I mean,
it's in the top 10. Come on.
Yeah, but Leo sniped Brian a little bit because Brian would have gone the other way.
Brian, you should have just type quicker next time.
Type quicker to help me out next time, okay? What's the 4 about? What are you doing? What for? I'll play back the tape. Don't start this.
But Stephen, what do you have for 8?
Sticking with Twins.
Richie.
Sticking with Commando, even though I had to rewrote it. I did that thing where I'm like, why did I erase the board?
Sticking with Total Recall, Matt.
Commando.
Oh.
Yeah, you know.
I'm just more of an action guy. That's why.
Oh, that's all right.
You don't enjoy laughter. That's fine.
You should enjoy fun.
The world is painful enough, but that's fine. You don't want to laugh.
You're okay with sticking actors in boxes and forcing them to do one thing forever. That's fine. That's okay, Steven. No one can expand.
Hey, I would have had Kindergarten Cop a little bit loud, although he does something that movie.
Yeah, but that has action in it.
But Richie, what do you
skirts
have
by.
for Steven?
After giving you shit, I choose twins now.
Second of Total Recall, Matt.
Jingle all the way.
Steven.
Twins.
Oh, break my heart.
Watch Steven change his mind. He's like, oh no one's gonna say twins.
Yeah, he goes with Total Recall.
No, I would not do that. That's top.
That's
3.
definitely happened before, where someone's kept their board and then they like switch it immediately. Or, no, we're picking this one down. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually one of those weird lists that I've seen everything on here too. But
Malcolm's been around.
But I'm sticking with Total Recall, Matt.
For some reason, I wrote Jingle All the World before, not Jingle All the Way. That's the sequel coming soon. Jingle All the World. It's a global trek for the toy this time. You gotta go to China to get the. Oh my god! Wait a second. I got it. Jingle All the World. You gotta travel to China to the headquarters to get the toy this time for his grandson. Boom! So now we get the Chinese market. Who owns this? 26.
It's a sequel to the greatest pop song ever. You know, that's in Netflix. We are the world.
We are the world.
But Stephen, what do you have to say?
Sing all the world. I can't hear. That was sad out.
Richie, what do you have to say?
Jingle all the way.
All right, what do we have left here? True Lies, Total Recall, Terminator 2, Predator. Is that it? Conan. It's Conan still up, right?
Yeah, Conan's still there.
Oh, okay.
True Lies, P2, Predator, Conan the Barbarian, and yeah. Matt, what do you have for number 5?
I have Conan the Barbarian.
Stephen.
Conan.
Richie.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien the Barbarian.
Total Recall.
You can change your board and go back to it.
Well,
no,
no.
Malcolm sticks with it. He sticks with it, and I do too. So I can't blame Malcolm. We're the same.
Well, it means that I don't have to worry about rewriting the board. I can just focus on the banners.
True. Yeah.
I mean, that's not why I do it, but it's legitimately out of the ones left. That's the lowest.
Okay, so True Lies, Total Recall, Terminator 2, and Predator. Imagine if Conan the Barbarian became a Daredevil situation. We just forgot about it and ended up number 2 by default. That's still one of the greatest achievements I've ever had on the show, and I had to save him too back when that was the thing. That was the funniest part of it. But Stephen, what do you have for number 4?
I mean, I know everyone loves this, but I mean, this is a tough top 4. So Predator.
Richie, what do you have for 4?
I'll give it to you, Malcolm, so you can write something else. Total Recall.
Total Recall. Matt.
Terminator 2.
Shit, what did I just...
So we got what? True Lies.
True Lies.
T2.
And Predator.
True Lies, T2. Yeah.
Cohen's got to start hitting the weights, I think, if he wants to star in that.
Reminds me, actually need to change my board. But Stephen, what do you have?
sticking with Predator.
Richie.
Predator.
T2 Judgment Day, Matt.
T2 Judgment Day.
So we're going to the chat. T2 or Predator?
Number 3.
That's. I know people love those movies too.
Yeah, I know. It's now the chat has to have the hard job.
And Leo is the first one that got in, and it kind of went the same way. I was either way, but it's
Predator. So it's True Lies, Terminator 2.
It's True Lies and Terminator 2. That's what.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right. The 4 was throwing me off. My head is.
And this time instead of going for number 2, we're just going straight to number 1. It's going to be interesting considering how people vote.
I think we're going for another tie.
The number 1's going to go down the chat. I love it. I love it.
But Richie, what do you have for number 1?
T2, Terminator.
I mean, I said it earlier. True Lies is my favorite Arnie movie. Matt.
Did I change my word? Then that, obviously I changed my word to True Lies.
Steven.
I could have made a True Lies joke there. Damn it.
T2 and not Trainspotting.
Fuck. All right, chat. You get number 1.
Chat.
Technically, the chat gets the top 3 by doing this.
Yeah. but and Brian was the first one in. It's going to be T2 is going to be number 1. Which honestly, I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if Austin was in the chat, then maybe it could have been.
I think that he's just. I don't know. Austin,
I know he likes.
No, it's a good movie.
As well.
This top 5. I think is there's no it's not like we put Batman and Robin in the top 5.
I mean, the top 2. The top 2 are my 2 favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, so
yeah,
I was good no matter what.
Yeah, it's one of those ones I know that Austin likes both T2 and True Lies. I don't know which one he likes more as well as getting it. But that does bring us to the end of another episode of Rankum. Next week, Rankum may be on a different day because the Oscars are happening, but we're also going to do an Oscars topic, and the winning Oscar topic is going to be top 12 Best Actress movies. But before we go to do,
you should have revealed that by envelope.
Oh yeah. But first, you gotta have someone have some long drawn out explanation.
Drawn out thing about the topic they're doing, who gives a fuck? Or some weird fake banter.
It's always some comedian that hasn't been relevant for 4 years that they bring on. It's and now Daniel Taj is here, and I like Daniel Taj, but it's to introduce. It's oh, why?
It could be worse. They could bring on Joe Coy, but
don't start me on the Jimmy Kimmel hosting again. I'm gonna have to have the booze ready again this year.
I don't
even drink.
I don't watch any of the late night talk shows anymore, but I do love Jimmy Kimmel.
Sorry.
Anyway, before we get into plugs, I'm going to recap by our top 12 listers. At number 12, we've got The Running Man. At 11, we've got The Expendables 2. At 10, we've got Kindergarten Cop. At 9, we've got Last Action Hero, or The Last Action Hero, depending on which way you want to go. At 8, we've got Commando. At 7, we've got Twins. At 6, we've got Jingle All the Way. At 5, we've got Conan the Barbarian. At 4, we've got Total Recall. At 3, we've got Predator. Number 2, we've got True Lies. And number 1, we've got T2 Judgment Day. But Matt, we can be on you online.
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter. I'm not changing it. YouTube in 2 places. One place is Matt Movies 611. You can check out my most recent upload from maybe 2 months ago at this point. My video on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And you can also find me here doing Second Look. I got 3 episodes maybe for this year, maybe just spread out throughout, I don't know, and there's no schedule to them. but it's going to be King of the Crystal Skull, Daredevil 2003, and Jaws 3. So look forward to that. But you can always find me mostly as co-host of Simple Tricks and Nonsense with Abe Flores. We're on a bit of hiatus right now, just because Abe is he's getting his new internet situation figured out. But you can go back. Our last episode was our 30th episode, which is, I know on Rankham's like 275th episode. It's nothing, but for me, this is the most amount of videos for a series I've ever done. It's a ton of fun. I know a lot of people who watch Rankum don't know who I am because I'm not really on Rankum a lot. But if you thought I was somewhat funny, you'll think Abe is even funnier. And we just have a great time talking about BS. We do tier lists sometimes. Malcolm was a guest, and we did the James Cameron movies, and it was a ton of fun. Malcolm got mad because I hate Avatar, so that was a good discussion. I've seen The Abyss, though, Malcolm. I've seen that now, so we have to redo that list.
I mean, I've still never seen The Abyss.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I don't think it was mad because of Avatar. I think it was more Titanic.
Water.
But Stephen, we can move on you online.
You can find. I'll be on Tournament Fights on Friday. Am I frozen?
I mean, you're frozen, but we can still hear you.
Oh,
Am I
now
still
it's
frozen?
Your video is, but your audio is coming in, kind of.
But he might not be able to hear us.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tournament Fights.
Just tournament fights, guys. Just watch tournament.
Tournament fight.
Friday. The topic is TBD.
2004 championship.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, I'm on that. Yeah.
There you go. Richie could have just punched you, Steven. It's okay.
But Richie, we can be on you online.
You can find me on Tournament Fights Friday Championship episode 2004. I'll be on that. And you could also, Lonely Marks every Thursday on Movie Hero Network. Reviewing Revolution, which is happening right now. I'll watch it later on today, probably. Austin Pears Howe is there right now in the audience. So, so we'll recap Sting's last match and all that jazz. And other than that, I'll be do trivia with on I did Lights Out trivia. This 3's channel. I did trivia on JPO channel. So I'm around places. Going to be on Seen and Heard tournament. I'll be in the Lights Out tournament as well. I'm here, there, everywhere. And I like it. You said 8. I thought you said when you were doing the list. I thought you said at 8 we go Commando. I'm like, if you want me to, I will.
All right, guys, we all know what to do here.
I'll go full Monty for you.
Don't you want people to watch?
Yeah, Malcolm, this stream would be demonetized and take it down.
That's why I'm doing it, Steven. I feel like it's finally time we get.
Also, the way our cameras are, we could have been Commando this whole time and no one would know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can also find me. You can also find me on Tournament Fights this week. I'll be on all the episodes. Well, I mean, I'm going to be running the break because I'm the net.
Malcolm, I do think before we leave, there is a very close and dear friend of this channel that I think should have the last word on this video. Don't you think?
Well, yeah.
I'll go get him.
We'll get to it. But that you can also find me next in a few minutes actually as we do Gone with the Wind doing our final Oscar predictions, and you can also find me next week hosting Rankum, and next week I'm considering doing a Oscars watch along as well. Haven't decided on that yet, but yeah.
Yes, hi everybody, it is me, Arnold. I just wanted to say thank you so much for finally doing an episode on me. I mean, you did Stallone first. I'm holding no grudges there. But thank you. I'm glad you all love my movie so much. Steven, you like Junior. You're such a smart young man. That is so incredible. I want to tell you all how I got the baby out. I'm not telling actually. Richie, you with the great joke. I wasn't one man on it. It was such a good one. It was so clever. You're such a clever boy. And I agree. Terminator should have been on here. But I also agree, you shouldn't have started 12. It should have been a ranking of my whole career. Because I'm so incredible. I don't know, for real. This is so fantastic. I love the Take 3. I love it so much. And I love the rankum. Because the Rankum is such a good show, especially since the cowboy and the pizza guy stopped doing their thing. I got to get the fill and list somewhere, and this is the perfect fill. And we all know how much I like fillings. Also, Hercules in New York, and fantastic in it, and I have my shirt off a lot, so you should really go and check it out. Thank you so much. You can find me on X at Schwarzenegger. I'm verified on there. You can also find me on Instagram. And I'm on the TikToks as well. I'm with the hip kids now. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
A quick question, Ani. Sorry.
Yes, your question.
Camera. In Junior, did the baby come out of your dick?
Let's just say it didn't come out of my other end. Yes, it came directly out of there. It was extremely painful. It hurt. Me and Maria couldn't do a lot for a very long time. It was very annoying. And then it was painted blue when they did Batman and Robin, and Joel thought that was weird because it was a suit, but I just went full for it, but that's Joel for you, but he liked it because we all know, Joel, he was into that stuff, but it's okay because you swing that way. Arnold supports you. Yeah, yes. What the fuck is wrong with me?
With that, we'll see you again next week. I was actually going to go out on this. It's a bit of an out of date intro, but it's going to be an outro this time. But yeah.
Yes, hi, it is me, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm here to introduce you to the 250th episode of Take 3's Rankum, hosted by the wonderful Malcolm Lay. Rankum is a fantastic show. It is one of my favorite things on the internet, even if they'd never done an episode about me. So, why don't you take a moment, sit back, and enjoy what is sure to be a fantastic show, because Rankum is always a fantastic show. Enjoy.